Why did God do this? Why did he select a man from the beginning and living by the spirit of Moses and time and send him to the near the return of Jesus Christ? Well, I decided to place these here and show you that the ministers and everything was going to fail in Israel. All of these is going to fail because they're going to their standards. They wanted to live like the world. They didn't go to change the world into them. They went and changed themselves into what the world and what God was requiring of them didn't match with what was the world, what caused them to be great in the earth. So this is what it was. Chapter 20, Jeremiah chapter 23. I'm going to start there. If you have your Holy Bible, I'm going to go to 1-4 and just get some of these primary studies in this. Well, chapter 1-4, I said, chapter 23, verse 1-4, in Jeremiah. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, said the Lord. This is over there what we talking about in the Middle East now. Therefore, thus said the Lord God of Israel against the pastors that feed my peoples. You have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, said the Lord. And I will gather the remainings of my flock out of the countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to this fold. And they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed. Nay, neither shall they be lacking, saith the Lord. Okay, that was Jeremiah 23, 1-24. Showing you that he had problems with the ministry, taking his gospel. They're supposed to have been vessels over the house of Israel, teaching them the way, but yet they began to indulge in vanity, preaching what the leaderships want, but not the truth, not denying the peoples of the truth. This is the way it is also here in the United States of America, where the gospel has spread and blossomed into a trade. There are many here who separate themselves when it comes down to speaking the truth out of fear or out of greed. They don't speak the truth. They speak God created these three signets out of three mixtures and out of three sacrifices, all within the same years. You find he used this formula throughout Bible prophecy. 3 threes. These was the signets of God. But I'll get to the 7, where he used the 7s in the beginning, but it has its merit, but not now. Now, I want to take you to MICAH, and I'm going to start at 2:1-4, because I want you to understand this here, why God had sent me. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. He's talking about somebody like the Gentiles in the United States of America. That's who we're talking about. It's pertaining to them. When the morning is light, they purchase it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covered fields, and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. We can't tear down this. The United States allege that there's over there for the good, that taking away the man and his heritage, the crude oil that God gave to Abraham when he gave him the blessings and the best of the earth. it became the heartbeat of these industrialized nations. And when it became the industrialized nation, but God had given to his people because the, these nations, many of these nations, said it was no God. They denied the God, but they wanted to live lavishly off the blessings of God. So what they did was try to impose their law of called democracy upon other nations to make these nations a part of their internet or their network. That's what the law of democracy do. But what it does, it become a spider web and victimize those who is not of the prey, not of the creator of these things, of a strange flush. That's what it does. It seduces them to enter the net, and once they enter the net, they become trapped, and they have to live by the rules and the regulations of the Gentiles and not of their God. They have forsaken their God. But this is what he said. Now, let me make sure that I complete this here. That's a 2:1-4. I got some more. Therefore, thus said the Lord, verse 3, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which you shall not remove your necks, neither shall you go hiding, for this time is evil. In that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a direful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled. He has changed the portions of my peoples. How has he removed it from me? Turning away, he has divided our bills. In other words, the nations who came in with a democratized system, this is the one he's talking about as I speak today. These was the concern of Jesus Christ when he was born, while I was yet attached to him. When he spoke these things in St. Matthew's, who these peoples were, that's how I know I can say they clearly is the United States of America. It's part of it. And the 7 most dominant members of the United Nations, who is all of the Gentiles. This is what God was talking about, told with the United States. Now, I want to go to MICH. MICH, that was MICH 2:1-4, and I'm going to go to MICH 1-4. Just want to go through this here before I get started. Excuse me. Verse 1, MICH chapter 3. This is where God took away the prophets from Israel and gave it to somebody else. And I said here, and I said, hear I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and you princes of the house of Israel. Is it not for you to know judgment? Who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them, and their flesh from off their bones, who also eat the flesh of my peoples, and flay their skins from off them, and they break their bones, and chop them in pieces as for the pot, and as flesh within the caldron. Excuse me. Then shall they cry unto the Lord, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them, and that time as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. Thus said the Lord concerning the prophets that make my people's error, that bite with their teeth and cry peace, and he that putteth not into their mouth, they even and he do not. Okay, so I'm going to have to start this one over again on the next one here. I didn't kind of got